On this all-new episode of Nightlife, we get ready to turn the page on 2023 and begin 2024 with an outdoor hockey game. The Winter Classic is here.
Kind of gives you a bit of a break in the middle of the season. It kind of gets you excited. I think the season's a long year, especially for us. We've been traveling, a whole lot here in the first half. So it kind of breaks it up a bit and gives us something look forward to.
We bring you behind the scenes as the NHL prepares for the New Year's Day spectacle.
From start to finish, we'll be at about 2.5 inches of ice, and that will take us at about 25,000 gallons of water.
Plus, hear from some of the Golden Knights as they prepare to lace up in the elements.
The ice conditions sometimes can vary, and there's that, and everyone, the emotions real high. It's almost like a playoff game in mid-season.
All of that and more right now on Nightlife.
What was your reaction when they came to you and said, would you like to have your team play outdoors in the desert at Caesar's Palace in late September?
Oh, it was amazing. Actually, Roy Mallorca from the Vice President of the Kings here, along with Rich Rose from Caesar's Palace, having lunch one day, they came back to me with this idea, and I thought they were nuts. We started talking about it, and they said we could do it.
Tonight is the beginning of a new era in hockey. You're looking live at the world-famous Las Vegas Strip in Las Vegas, Nevada. This gambling and entertainment mecca in the desert has seen a lot of bizarre events, but nothing like the one we're going to show you tonight, as the National Hockey League goes outdoors at... Normally at the start of a hockey telecast, we don't have to give you the weather conditions, but we do tonight. It's 85 degrees. The humidity is low at 28%. The ice seems to be holding up very well. And when it was announced the Kings would play outdoors in Las Vegas, people said, how are they going to make ice over there? Let's find out how they did it.
This is probably the biggest challenge of my life, to make ice in the desert at 98 degrees. But we arrived here on a week ago Monday. At that time, the sand was 120 degrees in temperature. The temperature outside was 92. We turned the machinery on and pulled the floor from 88 degrees circulated liquids down to 16 degrees in 2.5 hours. This is an entirely different design rink than you'd use inside. It's probably the first of its kind that's been made to do what we're doing with it outdoors.
You don't see basketball, you don't see football going into different places, but the NHL has done it. And that's a tribute to them, that they had the faith that we could do this.
Usually you have painted lines. The lines tonight are a fabric that is underneath the frozen water. Once you hit that with your skate, you're going to stop.
It might be like the batter's box. It'll be eradicated by the end of the game tonight. I don't know, but... as if hockey outdoors in the desert isn't a novelty enough, we have another novelty for you tonight. So if you've ever wondered how would it be to be in goal and have somebody shoot that piece of frozen rubber at 100 miles an hour at me, you're going to get a good look at what that feels like tonight. We are just about ready to get things underway out here at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. And we're underway. Stay with a shot and a save by Kelly Rudy. Rod Buskus with it. Rangers have it again. Shot by Amonte, and he scores! 21-year-old rookie out of Boston University puts the New York Rangers ahead 1-0. Back again and tried to center it in front, and a save by Rudy. Rebound score as Doug Wright got the rebound. Taken by Sean. Huddy ran into him. Pass on the right side to Granado. Granado shoots. He scores! In the slot, right side shot by Curry. He scores! We'll see that a lot this year. Wayne Gretzky giving it to Yuri Curry, who scores. Gretzky gets it back. Gretzky, Rangers own. Right side. Shoots. He scores! So there you have the story of this historic game as the fans file out toward the Las Vegas Strip.
The last time I was outdoors, I was skating on a pond back home.
I remember we went to Lake Tahoe. Brings back the old days.
I haven't played outdoors in years and years since I was a kid.
It looks to me, from tonight's perspective, Las Vegas could be a hockey town.
Well, you never know. They might put a team here and we'll be outside all the time.
Welcome into this all-new episode of Nightlife. You saw that right. Las Vegas played host to the first ever NHL outdoor hockey game back in 1991. The calendar year is coming to an end, and that can only mean one thing. That's right, the Winter Classic is here. The Golden Knights and Seattle Kraken are set to drop the puck at T-Mobile Park in just a few short days. We sat down with outdoor hockey veteran Alex Pietrangelo as he gets ready to play in his second Winter Classic.
Well, Alex, when you think about outdoor games, you just think nostalgia. What does that look like, feel like, sound like to you?
Well, you know, I had the typical Canadian upbringing. I had the hockey rink in the backyard. I tell you what, I have a lot of memories growing up playing with my friends and my cousins and my brother and my dad. Spent a lot of quality time on the backyard rink. I think that's, you know, probably where you find the love of the game when you really enjoy yourself. I think it's pretty special. I've done a few of them. Obviously played in Tahoe and did in St. Louis. And I think the build up to it is pretty cool. The way they allow us to bring our family on the ice, and now having my own kids and them being able to skate, I think for them it's going to be pretty cool to see Dad, you know, play outdoors instead of in the stadium.
Yeah, you've done it twice before, but you didn't have kids the first Winter Classic, and then during COVID, families weren't able to come along. How much more will it mean to have them throughout the entire experience?
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. I think they're trying to understand the concept of why I'm playing outside, but I think when they get there, they're going to really enjoy it. And now that they can skate around themselves too, I'm really looking forward to that family skate.
Do all four of them skate?
Evelyn and Julia attempt to skate, but Julia hasn't really been out there. But the boys are a little dangerous when they're out there with me, so I got to make sure I keep them under control.
How are you going to go about doing that?
Well, I got to make sure my wife doesn't fall too. I hope she sees this. So I got basically
You're in
5
charge
kids
of
to watch
5
on the ice.
people
Yeah.
on the ice. Which of your kids do you think will eat up that experience most of the family skate and the game?
I think they all will. I think, you know, my boys play hockey, but, you know, watching my daughters watch me skate around warm up and just the joy that they get in watching me play, I think they're all going to really have a fun time with it and get to spend New Year's together, which is obviously another special thing.
What has that been like watching your boys' hockey journey begin?
Time-consuming, expensive, but at the same time fun, right? I mean, I'm a big believer in playing a lot of different sports as kids, so I'm not really pushing really to play hockey. If they want to play, that's great. You know, they seem to really be enjoying it. Obviously, they see me play and they want to play at home, so I think they are starting to find the joy in the game, but try not to push it too much. They're only 5, so I'm sure if they want to continue doing it, they'll do it.
Time for our first break here on Nightlife. Coming up next, we check the pulse inside the Golden Knights locker room as New Year's Day draws closer. Keep it locked, right here on Scripps Sports. Welcome back to Nightlife.
It is breathtaking. That's the word that all 4 teams have been using, seeing the arena.
Thank you,
We are underway outdoors in Lake Tahoe.
I got him. There's a goal. Put it behind him. Let's go. Get up. Get up. Work back for breakout.
Get around. That didn't make it.
Woo!
How you doing, big fella? Full battle, boys. Hey, we'll muck it up here. You get a chance to throw it, then just throw it. Go, Marty, go, go, go.
Get tight. That's a good shift.
And it doesn't get through as the period comes to an end.
Yeah. 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 That's it. You got him, buddy. Let's get some momentum here. Here we go.
Going towards it, spins and turns and shoots. He scores! What a goal! Pietrangelo towards the net. The shot is stopped, knocked down to the zone, and that will do it here in Lake Tahoe.
We all remember the awesome experience Lake Tahoe was. Despite the extra long intermission, it delivered both on and off the ice. It was certainly a learning experience that some remaining members of the Golden Knights can draw on as they prepare to drop the puck at T-Mobile Park in downtown Seattle.
What excites you about the thought of playing an outdoor game?
Yeah, outdoor games are always special. It's fun for the families. You get the family skate before. I did one in LA and it was pretty cool. Hopefully the ice is good. That's always the concern. But it's special. It's got, you know, double, triple the people there and different kind of atmosphere. But yeah, in Seattle, it should be cool. It's tough games. You know, it's great because it brings back memories from you playing outside and playing kind of a special, right? And it gets out of the routine kind of, but it is hard to play. I mean, it's ice conditions sometimes can vary, and there's that, and yeah, and everyone, the emotions real high. It's almost like a playoff game in mid-season.
My first Winter Classic was really cold. I think it was a set record or something about it, but really cool experience. Just looking forward to play another one. To be honest, it's just one of those experiences that you don't really get really often, and just looking forward to it.
Do you have a favorite outdoor memory?
My dad made outdoor rinks a few times, and I'd be out there a lot. I was fortunate. I had access to a rink. Dad made ice in the farm sometimes, so it's just kind of how it is growing up in Canada.
Is there a day that comes to mind that you remember playing outside as a kid?
I think just running home from school every day as a kid and just grabbing my skates and going to the outdoor rink and just playing with all your buddies and being out there till basically bedtime, I think is the one that always sticks out, and just how much you miss being a kid and being able to do that.
Winter Classic, you've been part of a Winter Classic before. You're also part of the Lake Tahoe here.
Obviously Stanley Cup Finals, that's all cool, but like for a single game, that's the coolest thing I've ever been a part of. The first one, probably Busch Stadium, to me was really, really special, just because you're a big baseball fan and like you watch the ball games and you go down the stadium, and to feel that many people watching a single game and I think the build up to it was really, really cool. I was like, this is what it feels like to play in the NFL and play like one game a week. It's pretty special. Tahoe was cool. Just got a little overshadowed by how bad the ice was and then the 9-hour intermission, so I'm hoping Seattle's a little bit better.
Playing the Lake Tahoe game was kind of getting our feet wet a little bit. Obviously, we would have liked to come out with a win. Definitely a cool setting. I think there's a lot of factors from the ice and issues that we dealt with. But I think it'll be cool to play in front of a bunch of people outside and kind of get that feeling of it. And yeah, it'll be an exciting time.
I mean, last time we played in Tahoe, the ice wasn't great. I mean, the scenery was unbelievable, right? But yeah, it's a big memory. You're always freezing, always cold. So especially playing, forward line, where sometimes you get a longer stretch on the bench. I remember being, with Revo, I remember being a little cold there on the bench. So I think Seattle might be better.
I've always loved playing in Seattle. I feel like I always play well, and it's definitely close to home. So I might have a lot of family and some buddies drive down for the game, and yeah, I think it'll just be a cool time.
You show up in Seattle and Vancouver too.
Yeah.
When your parents were there, you tend to really turn it up a notch.
Yeah, my parents normally like to make those trips, and they've done countless trips to Seattle when I was playing junior there, and so yeah, I'm sure they're gonna make the drive out for this one.
As a kid, I grew up on outdoor rinks and playing outside and back in Canada, and I always watched the Winter Classic as a kid growing up. So to be a part of it and playing in Seattle this year is just gonna be another dream come true.
Time for another break here on Nightlife. Coming up next, we continue our conversation with Petro about the upcoming Winter Classic.
We did in St. Louis, right? We did it, obviously Tahoe was a little bit different, but anytime you see these outdoor games, the city really rallies around it, and I think that creates a good buzz in any city that's in.
Keep it locked, right here on Scripps Sports. Welcome back to Nightlife. We continue our conversation with Alex Pietrangelo as the Winter Classic draws closer.
So you're a baseball guy, right?
Yeah.
Is it cool to play on a baseball field?
Yeah, I think I've never been to this stadium, but I know for me when I played the first one, being a big Cardinals fan and going to all those games and then getting dressed in their locker room and then going out on the field and playing, that was a really cool experience for me.
What is your favorite memory or favorite part about your experiences from the first two outdoor games you played?
Well, Tahoe, the 9-hour intermission, hard to not remember that one. And then I remember in St. Louis it rained, so that was kind of a first experience of like, well, this is a little bit different. But I think honestly, it might be a little bit frustrating being out there with those elements, but I think it's all part of it.
So now you're just crossing your fingers for a normal
exactly.
outdoor game for the first time.
I think they have a retractable roof, so the best case scenario.
What's different? You mentioned the elements. What is different about playing in these outdoor games from a hockey perspective?
Well, like I said, it's hard to predict what the weather's going to be. I don't think the ice is ever really going to be good. I think the sun and the rain and whatever, the humidity, it's totally different. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes in these rinks to make sure that the ice is at the level that we need it to be. So again, both teams are playing on it, so I think it creates for a little bit of a fun atmosphere when it's a little bit unpredictable.
How do you adjust to that in game?
Honestly, it's kind of hard to. You just got to go out there and just know that it's not going to be perfect. Luckily, we're not playing in a freezing cold environment. I've seen some of those ones in Canada that are, in the negative degrees. That's got to be a little bit challenging.
Is it hard to remember that this is like a game where 2 points are on the line?
When I did it last time, I think that obviously we have a 5-day break there, basically one game in 5 days. I said, if this is what it feels like playing in the NFL, it's pretty cool because it's such a build-up for one game in a big stadium. No, you know what? Honestly, it kind of gives you a bit of a break in the middle of the season. It kind of gets you excited. I think the season's a long year, especially for us. We've been traveling, a whole lot here in the first half, so it kind of breaks it up a bit and gives us something look forward to.
Are you a big gear guy? You get excited about the different jerseys, the different equipment?
I think as I've gotten further along in my career, I think I've appreciated it a little bit more. I think I wish when I was younger I would have taken in a little bit more. So I'm pretty excited to wear these ones.
Yeah, how do you like the look of these?
Yeah, I saw them when we had our first options of what we wanted to do, and I think they did a really good job. I think it's got a little bit of a West Point feel to it, which obviously is a really important thing, and I think both teams did a pretty good job.
The two newest NHL teams, why is that important to get them on this kind of stage? Why is it good for the game?
Well, I think you'd want to grow the game, right? It's a new market. You're trying to get as many people involved as possible. Obviously, what we did last year is going to grow the game a lot in Vegas, for sure. And I think it's important for Seattle to get out there. And I think it gives the casual fan something different. Like I said, even for us to look forward to, but for the casual fan to look forward to. And like I said, it's such a big event in the city. I think we did in St. Louis, right? We did it. Obviously, Tahoe was a little bit different, but anytime you see these outdoor games, the city really rallies around it, and I think that creates a good buzz in any city that's in.
Time for one final break here on Nightlife. Coming up next, we hear from some of the NHL folks leading the charge in building out the rink for the upcoming showdown. Stay with us, right here on Strip Sports. Welcome back to Nightlife.
So much excitement coming in as a young kid and leaving home for the first time to play hockey. I think I was a little too excited to get away from home. I got homesick pretty quickly. There were some tough times, but at the end of my career, I was very happy because I won it, and I made some brotherhoods that I'll have for the rest of my life. The teammates I had over the number of years, I'll remember them till the day I die.
This game certainly means a little extra for Keegan Colasar, one of the biggest events of the year for the NHL. The Winter Classic rarely fails to live up to expectations. The amount of prep that goes into putting on the game is expansive and started well before Christmas. Here's a sneak peek at how the rink comes together.
Got in yesterday. Have been here a little bit in the past. I really love Seattle. I think it's a great city, especially for us. A lot of our guys, this is their first time here. With the roof here, great. Rain is not great for us. This light rain helps us, but heavy rain does not. So it's great to be here and have the roof kind of at our disposal. We plan to have it closed during the build and then open on practice day and game day. But for sure, having the roof here is a big plus for us. It kind of takes that wonder out of the equation for us. For this build, we're about 11 days. We started yesterday covering the field. Today, the under slab of the main rink is going in, so basically stage decking. Then there'll be plywood on top of that. And a couple of days, we'll put down our aluminum pans, which is where the actual ice will be built. Dashers go in on the 21st, and then we start making ice on the 22nd. A little bit of a break over Christmas. We'll still be here, but be kind of working on the auxiliary rink over Christmas. We paint the rink, main rink white on the 27th, do lines and logos on the 28th, and then continue building with our first group on the 30th, practice day on the 31st, and then the game, of course, on January 1st.
This is our mobile refrigeration unit. So basically everything that you would find in an NHL facility on the refrigeration side, we've packed into a refrigeration truck here. We'll be at about 2.5 inches of ice, and that will take us at about 25,000 gallons of water. On the back end side, this is where we have our glycol pumps that circulate the glycol fluid down to the floor and back. 300 tons refrigeration capacity. We have 2 variable speed glycol pumps in here because we kind of go up and over and across the concourse and down onto the field. And one of the things that we've added in is another booster pump on the floor just to make sure we have continuous flow, really balances the system. And we kind of work through that, especially with unique situations like this and the runs like this.
When we first started, all we know is what we used to do in an indoor building. And while that's great inside and needed inside, it's maybe not the most efficient way for us to do it outside. So I think just over the years, we've, the first one we didn't even have an aluminum floor. It was, pipes in a dirt floor. So I think just from day one to now, and even every event, we find something new to cut 10 minutes off and save ourselves a little bit of work. So I would say every event is a little bit different. When somebody on our crew comes up with a good idea and says, hey, let's try this, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If it does, we carry it on to the next one.
That will do it for this week on Nightlife. Make sure to tune in next week for all the behind-the-scenes access from this year's Winter Classic. Until then, VGK faithful, have a happy and safe New Year's.